up, everybody? I'm Sal Klein. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie, late to the party still.
And welcome to Spitballin.
Y'all.
Y'all. Now, this is the part that we got to just go ahead and I got to throw out right now. Sal loves to talk about me being late. But for
Always.
you guys, the podcast is always on time.
Right, but
So
then
it's
I want to
actually
explain
unnecessary.
to
It's
them
unnecessary.
why there's a little crustiness in my soul when I do the podcast because of the disrespect Reggie slaps me with in the very beginning of the podcast. So when you start a podcast that way, it shit like stings still. So you gotta slowly let it go.
Okay.
You need
All
the
right.
hour.
So
That's why I needed an hour.
So what I'm going to say in response to that is this, is that I, right, having this whole life that I live, I had to meet someone early about some maintenance, and then I had to make my son breakfast and lunch and drop him off at baseball camp, and then I had to drive my car then I had to stop and pick up baseball team photos at someone's house. And then I had to drive out to Pleasanton, California, where I dropped off my car. And then I had to catch a lift back to my house and get to the apartment
Why did you drop your car off at a mechanic?
At the dealership, at the Mercedes Pleasanton
Hey,
dealership,
man,
which
but
was
it's
like 20 miles away. So and then I had to catch a lift that took 30 minutes to get back. Then I hopped in my car. Then I had to come to my apartment to do a thing. And then I show up 4 minutes late, and this dude is like, "You're late." And I had told him yesterday that I had a bunch of stuff to do.
Yo.
I was like, "Yo, can we start at 11?" So all I'm saying is, I'm busy, y'all. Right?
I was telling Reggie, it was like my seventh grade football coach said, excuses are like assholes. They all stink.
Exactly. That's funny.
I need all your excuses, Rich. I just need you here on time. Now, I did say last night when you texted me and you said, "Oh, I gotta make it an hour later," I was like, "Cool." He let me know. That's all I want to know. I don't want to sit here and let my dick in the hand look like an idiot.
I wish there was somebody here.
I don't know what does that
Like,
phrase
did you hear what he
mean?
just said? Did you hear what he just said?
Hold
on, though. I want to address this real quick. I decided to go with the olive on olive with the green.
Yeah, you joining the army, Reg? What's this, dog?
Oh, hell no. I'm not joining nobody. Not this country's army. That's for damn sure. But I was like, yo, I was wearing the olive shirt. I was like, yo, let's go with the olive jacket on top of the olive shirt. And then I was like, yo, let me bring out my man's brand with the available light, and let's do this thing. And then I show up and Sal has on green. I'm like, yo, it's cosmic.
This is my buddy's merch. This is a Sumak Togalkar shirt. And I bought this. He's a comic. His brother and I went to high school together.
Oh,
and
cool.
then his brother goes, "Hey, my younger brother got into comedy. You wouldn't care if he reaches out to you." And I was like, "Nah." And so through the years, I saw him. Like, I think I saw him on a trip. I did shows in Akron and came out. And then I don't know, San Francisco, we had shows together in LA. But anyway, he was in town last night. So we went and got some food. And I wore this shirt when I walked in. He was laughing.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. You show up repping his brand. I appreciate it. I'm sure he does too.
Yeah, he's cool.
All right, man. So Sal's got a couple things he want to get.
Oh, so yeah. But that was my friend.
Hold up, real quick. This right here,
motherfucker.
That's like my spirit animal, bro.
The wolf.
The wolf. I love the wolf, right? Like the wolf is just, come on, man. You can't. What's not to like about wolves?
Every dog is descended from wolves.
I know. You know what's funny though? Is
cats in the house, cats. Everybody, look at that. Troy making a quick cameo.
Nice.
Cameo.
Wolves are pack animals.
Yes.
And I think that people are pack animals for the most part. Although I have to admit, as an Aquarius,
I'm a pride person, dude. During Pride Month, I joined the pride with the cats, dog.
All right. Well, I think as an Aquarius,
What is
I
this hippy
definitely,
dippy shit? Aquarius?
dude, I'm an Aquarius, bro. And as an Aquarius, bro, I really value being independent. Like, they say the lone wolf, what was it from Game of Thrones? The lone wolf,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah, you want to
survive
be
the
Arya
winter.
Stark, basically, is what you're saying.
Say what?
You want to be
Are
Arya Stark.
I mean, she did save the whole world, right?
No, they call you Arya Dark. Is that too far? That was a good one. This is
I froze. 'Cause
you always do the freeze. That was like when you did it on the Black Panther, and then you sent me the thing I was a White Panther, and people messaged on TikTok. They're like, "Oh no, wait till he sees the new issue." So,
and I saw
dude,
right
it
after
was
you
just
said
weird
it.
timing that we did that.
Yo, it was weird timing. You said it, and then literally the next day, Sal mentions on the podcast about, what if Black Panther was white? And I'm like, man, talk about cultural appropriation, right? We
Right.
can't have nothing. And then the next day online, boom, it pops up. There's a
Yeah,
white.
so funny, dude.
But you know what the thing is that he's mixed. He's half black, half white.
Okay, that makes a little
Uh
more sense.
yeah,
That's
T'Challa.
that's good for like the mixed folk of the world. They want
Yeah, the
representation
biracial kids
too.
out there. Like, we got representation. Wakanda forever.
Yeah, I
Mm,
was gonna say the Kevin Avery's, but I'm like, wait, he's not mixed. He's just light skinned. I always
yeah,
love his fucking term. His
his
rap.
joke.
No, his rap name was Golden Graham.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
It's
I
so
like
good.
I liked Kevin Avery's joke, the one where he's like, people always ask, "Are you mixed? Are you half black? Are you this?"
Oh yeah.
He's like, "No, no, no." He's like, "I'm full black and part Shih Tzu," and that's when
Yeah.
I pee on their leg and then run away.
That's a funny. You said it pretty well. Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu, and then I
Yes.
pee on their leg and get out of there. Right?
All
That's
right, so
okay. Go ahead.
another one bites the dust, dude. You want to start singing that?
Doom, doom, doom.
Mm.
Another one bites the
How
dust.
about that? A
Doom,
queer white
doom,
guy had a
doom.
hit
Another
in
one
the inner
bites the
city
dust. Doom, 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 doom,
in the
doom,
early
doom. Another
80s.
one gone. Another
It was
one
Freddie
bites the
Mercury.
dust.
So I don't know how
Turn.
this guy was still my Facebook friend, but the only reason I still post shit on Facebook is let the people back in Ohio know how I
That you're
hate.
still alive.
Well, I hate their Trump supporting. You know what I mean? I just hate,
Okay.
and like most of them now are like on my side. Like that, I feel like there's a lot of. I was trying to work on a joke on this, like the country's very divided, and it's my fault. It's my fault, you guys.
It's your fault. That's
Yeah, and
funny.
it's Reggie's fault. It's Reggie's fault too. I mean,
Well,
we
because
were
we're
in red
we're we're
states
intelligent and
and we
educated.
left the red states. We're not
Oh,
there to change them. We left them, so they're just getting more redder.
that's funny.
So we bounced. So I got some people who are still out there, and I love, they got the progressive views and they're still in the mix. And that's, like my buddy came to visit and he was telling people he was going to see LA, going to LA. Like, oh, no, what are you going there now? It's such a shithole. It's all on fire. How you, like, they just believe everything Fox tells them. It's really gross, dude. It's really gross.
People suck. People suck.
Dude.
If they came to LA, they'd actually love it. That's the funny thing. They get there and
Right.
they'd be like, "Wow, this place is amazing."
It is
Like,
funny though, my buddy. This was like a sign of the Midwest. Like the one thing that him and his family, they're like teenagers, where they all were really blown away by was when they saw a Waymo car.
yeah, they're all over the place.
Oh,
In
that's
the
just South
city,
Africa. Oh, dude, San Francisco is another level. I always tell people last time I was there, I stopped at a stop sign. The other three stop signs, all Waymos.
yep. Waymo's. I mean, look, if you're a Lyft or Uber driver in the city, you ain't got a snowball's chance in hell because
Yeah.
Waymo is everywhere. But you know what, though? I get it. I mean, it is a
Waymo's
self.
good for San Francisco.
I think it's
You
great
don't
for
even
San
have to go on the
Francisco.
highway or anything.
Exactly. But I got to tell you, man, I think they're great because they follow the rules, right?
Yeah.
Like, they come to full stop. They don't drive crazy.
Yeah,
I
you
just
just
feel
walk in
bad for
front of them, they
anybody.
got to stop. They
Yeah,
can't push
exactly.
you.
Like, and if you're coming from a place that you don't have these things, honestly, they're super exciting and cool to see. Like a fully autonomous vehicle
No, it is
driving
a trip.
around.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I
it's a
shouldn't be
trip.
so judgy.
Yeah, it's just like even if you just the experience,
Yeah.
right? So
I wanted to share this real quick. I put this online, and this was very interesting. I didn't know about this. Like I kind of knew, but I didn't know the exact details. So uh it's so crazy now, right? It's so divided.
Okay.
And the news is so divided. It's just opinionated stuff, right? And how that all started, and this is like the genesis of it all. And this was very interesting to me. Only 30 seconds. Here we go.
Sexist rant said in 1993.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
not sure
hold
where
on. Son of a bitch. Okay, that wasn't it.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
That was the
Like shorty in
middle of it,
college?
dude.
Okay.
Oh man. Let me see. Because the problem is these stupid stories, they only let you put a certain amount of it on, right?
Right.
So what would you laugh at?
I was just being silly. I looked directly into the camera and waved like,
Man, you love looking at yourself in the camera, don't you, Reg?
what you talking about? I can't, if I look into the camera, I can't see myself. I'm only looking at myself when I look at the screen.
Right. So you love looking at yourself on the screen, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
How do I love looking at what are you
Oh,
talking
you're
about?
always smiling. You're like, look at me. I'm Reggie Steele. You flexing. Like you just,
That's hilarious. That is funny.
just tell you what I'm
That's
into.
hilarious. Look at let me just
Look
do
what
that.
I'm
For
winning
everyone out
today,
there right now
folks.
watching,
A
I'm just gonna do what
jacket.
Sal just I'm just gonna do what Sal just said and tell me if that happens. Look at me. I'm Reggie Steele.
Yeah, dude, that's what it is. Like Reggie Fabio Steele.
Reggie
Okay.
Fabio Steele. Hilarious. Hilarious.
All right. Now I have it and I have both parts. Okay.
Okay.
Once I find it, you fucking mother. Okay. Here we go. So this is
Okay.
part one and that's part two. Okay, good. Let's go to part one. Let me pull up Reggie. There he is. Let me share and let us go to this one.
You'll take care of all this in posts, right?
Nah. All right. You see this?
How our media got to be so polarized.
Yeah,
Okay.
very interesting. All right, here we go.
fracturing and
Toxic
polarization
Democrats.
of our media can be traced back to, you guessed it, Ronald Reagan. In 1949, the FCC required licensed broadcasters to air competing perspectives on controversial issues. It was called the Fairness Doctrine. Conservatives never liked the rule. They believed objectivity privileged the Democratic Party, which sounds like an admission. So in 1987, Ronald Reagan repealed it, arguing it infringed on First Amendment rights, despite the Supreme Court ruling it didn't. Almost immediately after he lifted the rule, the number of explicitly conservative and fascist media programs skyrocketed, driven by talk radio hosts like Rush Limbaugh and Bob Grant. Grant spewed racist and xenophobic rage, calling black people screaming savages and saying the US was being flooded by millions of subhumanoids. Limbaugh followed in his footsteps, growing his audience to tens of millions with inflammatory rants calling women and feminists, degrading black people, and just being plain hateful.
If we are going to pay for your contraceptives and thus pay for you to have, we want something for it. We want you to post the videos online so we can all watch.
That generation of radio personalities provided the foundation for outlets like Newsmax and Fox News. Bill O'Reilly, the former Fox News host known for his racist and sexist rants, said in 1993, "I'm not sure where the business is going, but my gut says it's going in the direction of Rush, and man, I'm gonna be there." In 1996, Rupert Murdoch launched Fox News, which unapologetically embraced the conservative nationalistic slant on TV after seeing the success of releasing pent-up anger on talk radio. Liberals never replicated in scale or scope what Fox News and Limbaugh did, and they didn't form a loyal alliance with the Democratic Party like conservative broadcasters did with the GOP. It'd be pretty hard to revive the Fairness Doctrine, but the fracturing and polarization of our media can be traced right back to Reagan, like most of our other problems.
For the record, I want to say this. I'm going to be very frank and very clear about this. Like I don't want to mince my words. I want to make sure I get all my thoughts together when I say this. And for anybody out there who may disagree, then that's fine. Fuck Ronald Reagan. I think that was okay. I just want to make sure I formulated that whole sentence. Dude, that guy was one of the biggest pieces of shit I mean, he was a puppet for one. He was a fucking actor for two. He was popular. He's got all this shit that he should have never been president for one. And the reason I say fuck Reagan is because the economy, social programs, and now this media shit goes directly back to him. This whole trickle down theory, which they fucking love. People got made more money during the Reagan administration than they ever made before. And the whole idea of who's important shift. Everything went from the people who were
Right.
doing the fucking jobs on the ground, hands in the mix, putting the things together. The value went from the people who actually show up every day and do the job, and it went to a fucking pyramid at the top to the one person at the top. That's why we got all these fucking billionaires and Bezos and Elon and Larry Ellison and fucking whoever else you could think of, because all the emphasis went to the one guy at the top who doesn't do shit. He
Right.
doesn't do shit, right? They come up with the idea, but the people at the bottom are doing it. So fuck Ronald Reagan with two middle fingers up. Fuck Ronald Reagan and fuck all those Reaganites and the Reagan people who follow him. Fuck all you
What's
motherfuckers.
crazy now is Reagan is like more
And he's more liberal.
yeah,
Like
to what we have now.
he's more centrist, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the Iran-Contra affair, it was like crack cocaine hitting the communities. It was just the homelessness becoming a real thing. Dude, Reagan fucked us. And then all these dudes have followed in his footsteps. And then fucking Rush Limbaugh, fucking, I know he's dead now, but
Yeah,
fuck
but
him.
it's so crazy. Yeah, all that racist rhetoric is what really got this all going now. And then it's just
Yep.
all just opinion now, and people believe it. They say exactly, I just hear exactly what I'll see clips and I'll hear people tell me the exact same thing that I saw in a right-wing clip. I'm like, oh my God. It's
Yeah.
just okay, so
Oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. We can talk about that later. But go ahead.
all right, but well, here's my friend I lost. Uh,
Is this your friend you lost? You lost a friend or you just lost an associate?
well, he wasn't really a friend. We worked together long ago before I left Ohio.
Okay.
And so yeah, so he posted this thing, and I always had a vibe he was going Trumper,
Okay.
but I was like, you know what, I'm sick of reading all. So it was about the right after the Iranian strikes, and he's like, he's
Mhm.
got to go at Obama and stuff. So 3 days his first term, Obama launched the drone. And he's talking about how he bombed all these countries. He ran on the same rhetoric that Trump is using today. Never bombed Iran. He did try to pay them off, suitcases of cash. Can't fault him for trying, but it didn't work. For those of you call for impeachment, a history lesson is needed. It is true, right? There's launches they could do without Congress. I mean, that's what Bush W did, and then he got their approval to go in there. But before
And
that, they
then there were
always
no
use that excuse for strikes.
and there were no weapons of mass destruction, right? When they went in there,
Right, right.
right?
It was all bullshit,
It was
right?
all bullshit. So I'm just gonna say that this is mirroring that. Like
So,
there was no imminent danger. Iran
right.
was
So
not.
I like telling this too, so people can see how they twist it, how they think.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I wrote, don't forget Obama's Iran nuclear deal, prevented Iran from making nuclear weapons. Trump tore up the deal in his first term. Iran started enriching uranium again. So it's kind of Trump's fault we're here. It looks like this is what he always wanted. And even though he lied about peace constantly during his campaign.
Mm.
Okay. And so that's what I say. And I'm still being kind of nice. That's why I threw in the,
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't even go full Sal. You didn't go
no,
Sal.
exactly. Thank you, Reg. You totally understand me. But this guy, he thought he could chunk, dog. He thought he could chunk, Reg.
Oh boy.
Hold on, I can't see it. It's a stupid thing. All right. So his response, trying to get smart, kind as
Mhm.
Trump's fault is a solid argument. Hillary said she would obliterate Iran. Obama ran with the same talk. I don't recall any alarm because they didn't actually attack. But someone tries to assassinate Trump, and you say just a bit outside tells me all I need to know. By the way, 2 people died that day. The TDS is real.
What's the TDS?
I know, right? So I don't know what this stupid
Oh
acronym
no, the
is
Trump
either.
delusion syndrome.
There it is, their derangement
Oh,
thing. So they think like you blame Trump for everything, right?
oh.
Okay. But you could say all you want, but I'm going to bring you facts. Okay. And I was like, the funny thing is, I know he said this when I first made that comment after the assassination. The great major league, all these people in Cleveland loved it. So he is the one who's like, people died, right? Okay. So,
And I agree. I mean, it's sad. There's a fireman who died, who was just there for a rally. I don't think anybody should lose their life for supporting a piece of shit. But
yeah,
unfortunately,
right. And but don't twist it. Like you're twisting the joke. So anyway, I wrote. Yes, and a lot of people laughed at that comment. But if you're going to be a snowflake about it, I understand. Sorry. Don't forget, 5 people died when Trump incited insurrection. Huh? Where was your feeling bad then, motherfucker?
Mm.
And then I was like, I'll rephrase it then. It is Trump's fault. He pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. All the allies said not to. It was just an egotistical thing because he had to reverse everything Obama did because he hated Obama as more popular. He can't even admit he lost an election. That's where I try and get him because I want to. How can you still support that? And I go, that kind of unconstitutional, weak behavior, pathetic. It's not American. And to continue to support a divisive, lying person, that says all I need to know. Okay,
Okay. And then
now,
at that point, he unfollows you.
no, we
Oh, he
ain't
came
there
back.
yet.
Oh, he came back. Okay.
That's the thing. Yeah, like you're right. I do probably kind of like it, but it's kind of like,
Sal, you relish these moments. You love
but
these
it's like they
moments.
come at me, and I'm like.
And you're like, come on.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I know facts. Like I've seen it. I grew up there. I know what these people, how they think, and it just really annoys me.
Mm.
So anyway, here comes his response. And again, he goes right at the joke again. Like they try and be, it's a fake offended. Like, oh, I'm so offended.
Just for the record, you do know that you're way more highly educated than these people. Like you've done research, right?
Right. So
You have
that's why I
critical
like
thinking
hitting
skills.
them in
Like,
corners. It's like good exercise for the mind. Like some people play those phone games, like,
yeah.
Words with Friends and stuff. I fuck with dumb Trumpers. So his response was, wait, 2 people got killed and you're going to conveniently pass that off as a joke? Then please tell me if you would want the assassin to have killed him. Your answer awaits.
Wait, that's dumb. Wait, because you mentioned 2 people got killed, but I mean, he mentioned 2 people got killed, and you mentioned, yeah, 2 people got killed, but
Yeah,
what
he
about
doesn't even
five
mention what
people?
I say. They don't even, that's the thing. They don't even mention
Yeah,
it.
they got
So
on
then,
blinders.
and you'll see the last thing, he kind of, how they, oh, it's so gross. So then I go, and then I got to give shout out to Bill Burr. He used this line on me once when we were interviewing him for the podcast. But I said, no, the joke wasn't about 2 people dying. I was like, that's a very Fox News out of context thought, though. Yeah, he always said that Fox News kind of thought.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that tracks with you. I'm like, you see, it was a major league reference to the bullet. So that's what kind of made it funny. Lots of people thought it was good. Many people told me it was a big, beautiful joke. So wait, you're okay with someone trying to steal an election in America? You're okay with a president trying to cite a riot? You're okay with the president claiming to be religious while he fucks porn stars and women? On the side, your answer awaits. All right. This is it. This is the last
Oh
thing.
boy. Oh boy.
And and that's what really gets me is when you bring it up to them, they don't answer it. They just ignore what you said. And this is how he responds. And it's
You can't answer.
right, exactly. He goes, that answer was to the screen. I don't know what that means. I guess the answer awaits. And there it is, folks, which is funny. What are you fucking Mel Blah was a Bugs Bunny cartoon? That's all,
Yeah.
folks. TDS at its best. And it's still trying to push this acronym that really nobody gives a fuck. I've really heard of.
Well,
Sometimes
no,
so
real quick, Pete Hegseth just said it when he was talking about talking to reporters about bombing Iran and hitting their target sites and knocking out everything. And a reporter kind of pushed back, and he goes, the Trump delusion syndrome is real." So he just dropped it on
yeah, see,
air.
they push
Yeah.
these little fucking bullshits. And
Okay.
like it's such childish, stupid behavior. So then he's like, sometimes it's so easy to find. He posts pics of soldiers saying 145 million during the California peaceful protests. Now, first off, it wasn't a pic, it was a video. So you didn't even watch it, douche. You're just like commenting on it.
Okay.
But it was a video of the Marines I filmed walking around downtown just in a line. And then there was others in shade. And then the cops riding around the block, just showing how it was a waste of money. And then the punch was LA still dancing.
Right.
So it could probably appreciate. But then he goes, he had no post about leaving 7 billion in helicopters and weapons in Afghanistan. 7 billion is like a drop in the bucket for the military, and who cares? This is how he answers my stuff, though. Trump, Biden, Bush, Obama all have their flaws. Inciting an insurrection is not a flaw, dude. That's
Yes.
against the fucking Constitution. It's against the
And
law. That's pathetic.
well,
That's
I'm just gonna
so
say,
pathetic.
I'm gonna say right off the top, Biden, Bush, and Obama have way more character,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They're way more, and I wasn't a Bush fan, But
Right.
at least he wasn't I'm not gonna get a name calling, but at least he had high character.
Right.
You're trying to say that this guy's poor character is everyone's got flaws. No, no, but his flaws are way he's a 34-time felon.
Yeah.
But you know what though? This is funny because the guys who support him, they don't um they don't hear those parts. Like for
Oh,
them,
they're gonna say they're not hung.
that's probably the case too, right? Um, but they don't hear that stuff. Like it's almost like there's a
Yeah.
block
Yeah.
because if they for them to hear it and for them to actually believe it and or not even believe it, but for them to actually consider it would mean that they would have to consider the person that they support not being who they want him to be, not who he
Yeah.
is, but who they want him to
Yeah,
be.
they like create an AI version in their head, and that's all they think.
Yep.
And they
And
jerk off to it every night. Okay, and here's the final thing. What my response. He still goes after the assassination. You trying to push me? You want to push me? Come on, motherfucker, I push back.
okay.
So I would not joke about being assassinated. Well, no, you'd be dead. You couldn't joke about it if you were assassinated. You didn't
Mhm.
actually answer the question pertaining to Trump. To me, you'll always be that fun guy who dresses up like Kid Rock at weddings. Kind of ironic now. Hope to see you in Cleveland. What, did I wear like a hat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
That's
I
weird.
did have one of those like those like
Cowboy
a
hats.
blues guy would wear hat. And
Yeah.
yeah, I got it downtown Cleveland when I worked at the ballpark. It was great. But anyway, so I wrote, so you don't answer my questions, you just drop dumb acronyms, you call it flaws. Okay. And yeah, spending 145 million for military in LA, complete waste of money, 45 million for a stupid parade, again, waste of money. To be honest, I'd rather a Big Mac get his fat ass. And to me, you'll always be the guy from the lab who somehow joined a cult. FDT. Now there's an acronym motherfuckers know.
All right, there you go. All right. Nice.
So it just and then he blocked me after that, dude.
Of
And
course.
I think it was probably the Big Mac. I don't know, but
Well,
it's
it's
I
too much.
don't.
He can't, it's the line from A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth, right?
You're
The
right about
truth
them
is,
rapping it off. Like they put their head in the
yeah,
fucking
the truth
ground.
is that the guy that you support is not who you think he is. It's
Not
funny
even
to me, man.
close.
It's funny to me that you have all these poor people who support a guy who has never once done anything to help anybody
Yeah,
outside of himself.
ever.
But what I do think though is I think that what we're really watching and what we're really seeing is we have a society of people who relish in seeing people get vengeance or revenge against people that they don't like. Because that's what Trump is good at. Trump is good at getting his revenge or getting back at people. So I don't think people identify with him as much as they identify with his motivation, right? Like
Yeah,
because they don't have any money. He's not doing anything to help them get money. He's not protecting them. He's not ensuring that they have a solid future or a firm foundation to stand on. He's not protecting them. In fact, he's taking away their protections. He's taking away their rights. He's taking away their health care. He's taking away job security. He's trying to get rid of unions. He's doing everything he can to disable them, right? But they don't look at that. All they see is a guy in a position who tries to get revenge against people that he doesn't like,
right.
right? He tries to retaliate. And I think that's the part in our society that people get behind. They lose focus on what's really important. And they're like, man, this guy, he's getting back at the system. He's getting back at the
Right.
man. He's getting back at, the swamp. He's getting back at these motherfuckers. But he's the one who's actually creating this whole dysfunctional, fucked up life that you're living,
Right. I feel like
right?
people got a fear or they got a little somebody new they're not comfortable with, and so or they get angry at stuff, and then he just exploits that. It's like throwing gasoline and like, come on, let's just let it burn, and then blame.
Okay.
It's just so bad.
No, 100%. And this is why I can't get behind him and any of them in a certain way, is because they're relishing the negative. They're feeding off that negative power, that negative energy. Now, if I was back home and I was in the South and my mom was around and she was talking about stuff, she would say they just feeding off the devil, right? That's it. They feeding off the devil. That devil energy, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. It's good. It's like Devil's Advocate, the movie with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino,
Yeah.
right? Like at the beginning when the devil brings in or that negative energy comes in, it seems like things are going well, right? Things look good, like you feel good. And then once it really gets its teeth in, it sinks in, then it's all bad,
Right.
right? And in this case, the all bad is going to be high prices, lack of income, lack of job security, uh, lack of options for jobs, lack of health care is gonna lead to poor health. It's gonna lead to overspending. It is going to lead to a world where we have, if this big beautiful bill passes, dude, like it legitimately
Oh, it's
wipes
gonna
out.
pass too.
Oh, dude, it wipes out all the protections legally that
Yeah.
people can have
You just they just let him. The Supreme Court just let him to pass on like lower judges blocking him. So
dude,
now he's gonna be able to get away with a lot more shit.
and I just heard something yesterday. I posted it. You know the reason why they're so eager to and why they're so eager to pass this and why they don't care about passing this? Because based on what's in this fucking bill, they legitimately do not believe that they're going to have to deal with another election. Like I believe that they
Oh,
think
they're
they're
just
trying
trying to
to
get all what they can out of it, and they're out. Yeah, because the
no, no,
very
no, 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 no,
top
no,
make
no,
the
no,
most.
no. You're saying get all they can in it and get out. I'm saying get all they can get in it and stay in. Because if
Mhm.
they remove the stop signs and the speed bumps that disable that, then they legitimately are just gonna try to keep going, bro. Like, I mean,
I
I'm
mean, he
not
did
saying,
say the other day he won't run again in 2028.
well,
Even though
then they're trying to
they
set it up
sell
for
that
big
merch and
advance.
everything. I hate them all. All right, Reg,
Yeah.
you want to talk about superheroes? See, this is why you can't do shorter episodes. You just not get into that shit. It goes wild. All right, so there's this new, and then I'm going to tell you, I'm a little played out on the Marvel, so I am kind of stoked DC's coming out with this, starting up a new thing. But I mean, the Marvel's got Fantastic Four coming. What was the
Yeah.
last Marvel movie that happened? Was it
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts? Okay, and the Doomsday one, I'll probably see that. But okay, so there's Thunderbolts is the most recent movie, and then what's the? And I'm going to tell you the TV shows. It was cool at first, one of WandaVision and the Silver Arm guy and the Black Falcon, Winter
Not the
Soldier.
Black Falcon. It was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
But yeah, that
And
that
now
was
Falcon is
cool.
now
Yeah,
Captain
but I
America.
saw I watched the new Captain America with them. I mean, there were cool parts with him, and that was kind of cool. At the very beginning, they show the shot of him flying down because it's always hard to come up with new stuff, you know.
Right.
But yeah, the story just kind of got long and boring, and there was definitely not enough Red Hulk. And I don't know, Reg. I feel like you're hanging on to some dying embers here, but you're saying the new show is good.
Hanging on to dying embers. Hey, dude, it's a movie, right? They're movies. They're
I'm saying
entertainment.
it's all about the Marvel universe. The Marvel universe is just like it's
Hey, dude,
exploded, and it's like
I'm gonna
still
tell you.
going out.
I'm gonna tell you right now. As long as I can see people do things that people can't do in real life, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, it is cool with what they
It's
can do now in CGI. I'll admit.
exactly.
I mean, I still
And
go see all the dinosaur movies. You know,
exactly. And yo, prop shout out real quick. Everyone go see Jurassic World Rebirth coming out July 2nd,
yeah.
starring my man
When's
Mahershala
Mahershala
Ali.
coming on to promote it, dude? Tell him to
So
come on the Spitballin.
go out and see Jurassic New World
We'll be
Rebirth.
supporting the
Start
Jurassic.
Go out and see Jurassic World Rebirth. Starring my man Mahershala Ali coming out July 2nd with Scarlett Johansson. It's gonna be a phenomenal movie. It's his first big blockbuster movie like this. Action. You're gonna see my man doing some incredible things. So go check it out.
All
Okay,
right, all
and check
right.
out his brand
I don't think he needs
available
that
like.
much help from you, dude. I think the movie will do
He
it.
don't need help from me at all. He was just on Vanity Fair.
But we can use some help from him. All right,
Yeah, no,
so
it don't work that way. But okay, so what I want to say is, um, yeah, man, I love superheroes. Listen, in the video games that I play,
hey, you hear
I
that
only
bullshit
play.
outside?
I don't hear it at all.
Okay,
Um,
good.
in the video games that I play, I don't play games that I can actually play in real life.
Yeah.
Meaning, I'm not gonna play basketball, I'm not gonna play football, I'm not gonna play baseball, I'm not gonna play soccer because I can go outside and do those things as a real
Not as
human
well
being.
though.
Who cares? I can watch them, but you know what I can't do? You know what I can't do? I can't put on wings and fly. I can't turn into a big green monster no matter how much green I
You
put
can
on.
like kick ass. You can be like that, just not as good.
And the kick ass is fun. I love kick ass. That
The
was great.
first one, the second one was whatever.
Yeah. So, okay. So, what I'm going to say in regards to this, um, I thought the TV show Falcon and the Winter Soldier was really good. I thought the movie Captain America, starring Falcon as Captain America, I thought it was okay. I watched it again recently. It was fine. It was fun to see Red Hulk go Red Hulk and do stuff.
Yeah, but then even the
You
whole
know,
ending was kind of like, so
well,
typical.
it's a guy who gets angry and turns
Yeah.
red, right? Which is like the Hulk who turns green, but the Hulk got a way better story. Uh, and and I saw Thunderbolts, and I'm telling you right now, everybody who shit on Thunderbolts didn't see the movie because if you went and saw that movie, it was not just a superhero movie, although they did have superhero powers in it, but it's not like the Thunderbolts themselves. They're not like the Avengers where you have these guys who are super powerful. And you got Iron Man, you got Thor, you got Captain America with a shield, and Black Panther, this whole thing. Nah, man, these
Do they do
guys are
like
like
sparkles on their fingers and stuff, or what's their powers?
they're like a lower tier.
One of them's
I
got
mean, they
bad
said,
breath,
well,
super bad breath.
that's funny. They got lower powers, although they're very highly skilled. But the one in this one was the Sentry. Sentry is like Superman on this planet, right? But the problem is he's bipolar. So
So wait,
he
who
has
are
a
the
dark side,
Thunderbolts?
huh?
Who
The
are the
Thunderbolts
Thunderbolts?
are Red Guardian, Yelena
Okay, so was
Belova.
he a super soldier?
He's like Russia's super
Who
soldier.
was in the Black Widow one? I saw that movie.
Yes, the Red Guardian. He's Russia's
David
Captain
Harbour.
America. He's Russia's Captain America. But the problem is, and it's a funny thing in the movies, is that he's like yes, Captain America and we fought once. I'm sure he thinks about it all the time, and they're like, yeah, he ain't thinking about you at all, bro. He's
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So he's this guy who wants to be on the same level as Cap, but he's not.
that's like
Um,
you and Mahershala. Like he's like Captain America, and you're like that Russian.
Those
Always
comparisons
talking
don't work.
about him, but
It
you know,
doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. I'm actually sad that I'm actually upset that I even said his name right now. Because I'm like, he gets enough pub, right? I'm like, and you run away with it. No, dude,
who
he's one
else
of my
is
best
in
friends in the whole wide world. There's no he's Captain America and
it?
I'm like
He's
Robin
Captain
Hood.
America,
Like,
man. You're the Russian. You're
hey,
the
look, that's fine. I don't give a shit. He is who he is, right? That's my
Russian.
dude. We all on the same team, so I ain't tripping,
All
right?
right. Is
Um,
isn't his daughter in it too? Black Widow's sister? Is she a Thunderbolt?
She's Yelena Belova. She's highly skilled.
So
And then
she's
you
like
have the Patriot. Then you
okay,
have the
she's doing
Patriot,
jujitsu
right?
or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
you have
she
the
can
Patriot,
fight.
and then Winter Soldier shows up. But the thing is, this is really about
That's it.
Sentry.
Who else is in it? Like
That's
who
it for
else is
the
on the
for the
team?
Thunderbolts. They pick out
There's
somebody
three of
else.
them?
There's four.
Who's the fourth?
You have Red Guardian, you have Yelena Belova, you have the Patriot, and then you have the Winter Soldier who
Or who's the
shows up.
Patriot?
The Patriot was in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was the guy that Louise Dreyfus, her character, recruited to be like the next Captain America, but he's kind of got an edge about him. He's a little
Hmm.
dark, kind of dresses up like Cap a little bit, wants to be like
Does he
Cap.
have power?
He does. He has like super soldier power,
Okay, so this
super
is all like a
soldier
super
serum.
soldier movie.
Yeah. So, but then this is really about the Sentry, and the Sentry is created. But I'm not gonna give it away, but somehow he's created. But the problem is that he's bipolar, and so he's got two sides of him. There's the
He's a
Sentry.
villain.
Well, I'm just
He's a
gonna throw it out there.
bipolar. He's just got
So
issues.
he's got the Sentry side, and then the Sentry like has the power of 1,000 suns. Like that's his whole thing. And then he has the Void, which is his alter, like his bipolar state. And the Void, you got to watch the movie, dude. The Void is nuts. The Void is
Where can I
crazy.
see this film?
It should be
This
coming on streaming
masterpiece.
soon. But what I want to say is this. It was a really good movie, despite being, it wasn't about necessarily being a superhero movie, but as far as a good movie, character development, plot, storyline, excitement, scenes, it was a really good movie. And so for people to say Thunderbolts was a flop, that means you didn't watch the movie. And if you watch the movie, that means that you don't understand good storytelling because this was really a good movie, right? It
So
was really great.
how do you grade it? Man, this could be like your poor Dane. I got the coins. You got the what would you have? The ticket stubs?
Yeah, I guess ticket stubs. I
How many
mean,
ticket
out of
stubs?
5 ticket stubs, I give it a 4.5. Easy.
Damn.
I get a 4.5.
Well,
Easy.
see, I'm going
Four.
to tell you this, folks. I don't care how you don't like this idea because Reggie is super giving on everything. If Reggie does this, it'll be between 3 and 5 every time.
Probably. Because honestly, and
So then
look,
we
to be
might as well
honest,
give you a three
well,
stub
this is the
limit.
thing, man. This is the thing. And this is who I am. Like, as a guy who did a thing on a high level for a long time in a lot of different ways, I understand what it takes to go into it. Having access to people who work on a high level in a lot of different ways, be it coaching, be it acting, be it business wise, I understand what goes into it. So I have a lot of respect for that. So even when something doesn't go well, the fact that someone wrote a script, got it produced, got it greenlit, was able to film it, had backers, supporters, the whole thing, there is just a level of respect that I'm gonna have for that, where I'm not gonna give something a zero because I haven't done any of that shit. So
I
for
feel you.
anybody who wants to, it's for me really what it comes down to. It's like the fan who sits in the crowd, who's never played the sport, who's never run, jumped, shot a ball, caught a ball, hit a ball, threw a ball, who's never done anything, but they want to sit there and be like, "This guy's trash. This guy's a piece of shit." It's like, have you done it? Can you do it? No, right? Like, and I'm gonna be right now, and this is a whole nother thing. Right now, like I'm teaching my son this whole thing about. Sometimes he'll make a comment about somebody in the majors, like, "Yeah, this guy's only hitting like 275," and I go, "Are you in the majors? Have you even made your high school team yet?" I go, before you start talking about what somebody else is doing and what they're not doing, you better do it, and you better do it better than them, right? So at this point, for a guy to be in the major leagues, that means that he went through little league, he went through high school, he went through college, he probably went through the minors, and then he was one of the few people lucky enough to make it to a major league team, and he's at bat going up against people who are throwing the ball up to 110 miles an hour. And yeah, maybe he hits 2 or 3 out of 10, and you want to say that he's not that good, yo, you might want to check yourself,
Hey, you should
right?
write a children's book called "Appreciate Riding the Pine."
Yeah, straight up. And it's for every guy out there who's like talking about the 15th guy on the NBA who's sitting on the end of the bench. That dude will bust your ass and give you 50 any day of the week, right?
Yeah,
So
easily.
so for me, there's always going to be a level of appreciation and understanding with all that stuff. But with that being said, I give it a four. Four to 4.5.
Yeah,
And
easily.
and also the other show that just came out, uh Ironheart.
Another a black
Ironheart.
superhero, right?
It's a black
Is this
she was
who is this woman? Is she a all I think of is like a young black Iron Man, but
well,
that's
no,
probably not it.
she was in Wakanda too.
Oh, I'll be honest. I started Wakanda 2 and I didn't finish it.
Oh,
And
you gotta
I
finish it because
just
there's a big reveal at the end.
oh
You
maybe
gotta
I'll watch
finish
just
it.
the end then. It's just without Chadwick Boseman, it just felt weird.
Well, and this is the thing. I mean, his sister, she kind of took on the mantle. There's a
Yeah,
bunch
and
of
I'm
other
all
stuff
cool
going
with
on.
that. It just felt weird. I've never experienced that with like a movie, but that's how powerful he was in the universe. Because he wasn't just in the movie, we saw him in the other ones too.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, he
yeah,
was good.
it
Chadwick was
felt
good.
weird.
Chadwick was good. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. But so Ironheart was introduced, and she's a young Riri Williams. She's a young black girl out of Chicago, and she's brilliant, and she is not Tony Stark, right? She's brilliant, but she's not Tony Stark. She doesn't come from the same type of life. She has a different life and a different way of being, and so she's trying to create a thing and trying to get things going in a certain way.
Is
She
she a
idolizes him
genius?
for sure. I'm sorry.
She a genius?
She's a genius. She
It's like
graduated.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, she graduated high school at like 15, and then she got accepted into MIT, and she was there for a long time doing the thing, and now
You're like
she's trying to
Doogie
do something
Howser.
else. Well, yeah, but she's also, because she's young, she's kind of susceptible to outside influences in a certain way because she's trying to reach a certain goal. And they released the first 3 episodes 2 days ago. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, like I watched all three of them yesterday, and the story just progressively got better and better. So for the people out there who are reading the reviews, this show was review bombed
Yeah, it's
before it
kind
even
of
came
like
out.
racist shit.
Yeah, before it even came out, a young black girl, and who's with other people of color who are doing a thing.
Racist
It's
nerds, man.
dude,
It's a real pandemic. It's a real
yeah.
problem.
So I joined Rotten Tomatoes yesterday just so I
Uh,
could give it a thumbs up because it
there
was
you go,
good.
Reg.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go to Reggie's Rotten Tomatoes every week and we can talk about it.
Well, I
We
don't really
call
watch
it
shows
we
and movies
call it
like that,
organic
but
tomatoes.
okay. All right, so Ironheart, I say check it out. I think it's really good.
So
I enjoyed
how many
it.
stubs does that get?
Out of five, I give it. Here we go. I give it four. I think you should
Okay,
watch
the
it.
fuck I see that. See, this is why it sucks, you guys.
No, no,
Reggie.
no. Okay, so this is the problem. This is the other issue here, Sal, and to the audience who's
So
watching
wait,
and listening. You can't ask Sal. I never question your Bourdain coins because I haven't
you
eaten the
can. We
food.
can get, okay, all right, all right. Let me
So
put it like this then.
watch the shows and the movies, and
All
then
right.
then we can compare and contrast.
Okay, let's say, and this ain't so far off. I'm just a poor man with one ticket. I can only watch one. Would it be the first three episodes, or would it be Iron Heart, or would it be Thunderbolts?
I would say watch Thunderbolts.
There you go. So then,
Yeah.
then
Only
that's a little
and the
bit
reason
more of a
why,
ticket stub.
but the reason I'm saying Thunderbolts is because you haven't watched Wakanda 2. So you don't
Yeah.
even know her first introduction to the MCU.
All right,
So
what if somebody watched is all kept up except on those two?
at least you watch Black Widow. So then you know who
Yeah,
Red
that was at the
Guardian is
time.
and
It was
Yelena
still.
Belova.
I
Okay.
think Black. It was right after Avengers. That's right. Right after Avengers ended.
Okay.
But
All
remember
right.
that, yeah, she was dead, and you kind of missed to see what.
All right. Well,
All
let's
right.
make this one quick. Red Sun. I watched that one.
Oh yeah. So this is one thing I am excited about the new Superman. I'll go see it. I mean, it's cool to have a new. I mean, James Gunn did great stuff with Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I might have a friend coming up in that universe myself. I think Reggie. I don't know if you had a friend in Marvel or not. That one's questionable. But I got a friend in the
Well,
DC
Nico is both of our
universe.
friends. Nico Santos.
Oh yeah, he was in the Marvel. I'm
Yeah, he
talking.
was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's
So
both of our
Meadows,
friends.
Tim Meadows will be in the DC universe with Peacemaker,
Okay.
and that takes place right after the Superman movie. The
Okay.
Superman will definitely be different than anything we've had. There's like a lot more aliens and stuff, and it'd be
Yeah,
cool to see what Superman can do. And there's a dog.
and he's not as invincible. Like they said that he actually gets seriously hurt. Like he doesn't have to lose his power to
Well, if
get
he's
beat
going to
up.
get superpower like aliens, I could see that.
Yeah, and they're saying that he's. I just heard someone talking about it. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to hear. I hate when people
okay,
ruin
okay,
shit. People ruin shit all the time.
okay.
Okay, so I was telling Reggie about Red Sun, where uh, I mean, the concept of Superman being born in Russia, communist Russia, is pretty good, though, right?
I think it is.
So, what'd you
Uh,
think of it? You didn't really like it? How many were you?
um,
Feels like your
I-
stubs are dropping.
yeah, for this one,
Not enough diversity in it.
no, that's funny. No, man, for me, I think I would give it three ticket stubs because I was watching it and I was kind of invested and engaged, right? And I like the idea that he was trying to change the view of the country and that this Superman is not afraid to kill people.
Yeah, when he killed right off the bat, like when he
Right.
killed the president of Russia, you're like, oh
We
my
don't give it away
God.
for
All
people
right,
who
all
haven't
right.
seen it yet,
I was like,
right?
oh my God.
But he's kind of a version of a Superman that you kind of want to see where it's like, yo, man, like with Batman, it's like, yo, can you just stop chasing the Joker and when you get him, just fucking kill him, right?
Right, right.
Let's
They
kill
get
him,
it's
right?
annoying. Batman was cool in it though, wasn't he? The Moscow Batman.
Yeah, yeah, he was cool. He was hardcore, but he got dealt with too,
Yeah,
right?
dude,
Like,
that's what's cool about these movies because they're all just one time. They're like, we're just gonna off people left and right.
dude. So we're not giving away. I'm just saying that he did a thing. He
He was
figured out some
dope.
stuff about Superman. He figured out how to deal with him, and he
Yeah,
dealt with him. But I also thought it was interesting the dynamic between Superman and Wonder Woman because she was
yeah,
really
yeah.
like she was like the moral compass on the
Well,
whole
then
thing.
Lois Lane and Lex Luthor, that was a whole other weird thing because
That's a
Lex
whole nother
Luthor's
thing.
American and so
Yeah,
he's like more of a good guy.
yeah, which was so overall. I thought it was. I give it 3 stars for sure.
Yeah,
Like I
I'd agree
was,
the three stubs. We do stubs
yeah.
here, Reg,
Oh, three
because
stars. Okay.
no, I agree. I think I even fell asleep and had to rewatch the end. But
That's funny because I did too, and I had to go back. There's a part in the middle, but it was late when I was watching it.
right,
So
me too. Yeah. So,
yeah,
but yeah, there were moments. But yeah, I feel yeah, it was definitely weird. The idea is cool, but then like to keep it all going for an hour and a half.
yeah, I felt like it was too long. It should have been an hour, personally, or an
Yeah,
hour
I
and
feel that.
15.
Yeah, a
Okay,
lot of those I could see that.
all right. So as far as Red Sun is concerned, that's streaming on some platform. Would I recommend people seeing it?
That was on HBO. It's on
It's
HBO.
on
It's,
HBO.
well,
It's
I
on
think if you
Max.
want to see something outside the world and to see what they could do, there's another one on there I really like. I think it's called Justice League War or something. Again,
All right, I
people
might check
offing
it.
people left and right.
Yeah, see, this is the thing though, man. Like for DC, Marvel and DC are just really different in a lot of ways. Um, for it takes a lot of effort for me to watch a DC show. It does. I find myself
You gonna
because
watch the new Superman?
I'm just not as excited about their characters, right? Like when you get to Green Lantern, his power is that he's got willpower. I have the ability to really want this
Yeah, no, he's
thing,
a dork. No, that
right?
one's dorky.
So
Batman's the
it's
coolest one.
yeah, I can't really get behind the DC characters, but I will watch the new Superman. I'm excited about it,
Yeah, it looks
right?
cool. It'll
It
be
looks cool.
cool.
Um,
All right,
real
that's
quick,
about
the
it.
other
Oh,
one, no, the finals.
wait. Oh yeah, we gotta do the finals. Well, it was sad. It was a bummer of a letdown of a game seven because the last game seven we had in the finals was the best game seven of all time.
Right.
And that's LeBron and Kyrie and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But yeah, it was
Against
a
the
letdown,
Golden
man. It was
State
a bummer,
Warriors.
and I thought the Pacers could have given it a definite go if Halliburton was be able to stay healthy. And you saw it snap, which was kind of gross.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
yeah, you
felt
feel
bad for
for
him.
him, man. It's
So,
yeah.
so it went to seven, which I thought was amazing. I thought it was great. A lot of people thought that the OKC was going to sweep them, so no sweep. We get a game seven. Tyrese Halliburton, he's already dealing with a strained calf, and for anyone who's suffered any injuries, and I'm speaking for myself, to anybody out there who has, and also myself, you know that when you get injured or if there's a part of your body that's not working well, then other parts of your body have to compensate for that piece that's not in good working order, right? And so with a strained calf, either the strain is going to go to the Achilles or it's going to go to the hamstring, right? So you either pull a hamstring or you rupture an Achilles. In this case, unfortunately, he ruptured Achilles, and he was 3 for 4 from three in that game.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah,
Wow.
and so
Wow.
I reached out to a good friend of mine who's an assistant coach with the Pacers, and I just said, "Hey, man, sorry for the loss." I go, you guys battled well, and it was a hard ending to a great season because that was a great season. Like, there's no reason to hang your head, and that's a part of the game, health wise, right?
Did he write back lose by number?
No, what he
No,
wrote
new
back
phone, who
was,
dis?
nah, he was like, yeah, man, tough loss. I mean, I could read it to you, but it's not necessary. He was like, yeah, it's tough, but he goes, they were in trouble. He goes, they were in
Oh
trouble,
yeah, yeah,
right?
man. No, it
And
was
I
which
truly
was
believe
surprising
that.
too, because no one thought saw that. They were the underdogs for sure.
Yeah, they were in trouble, bro. And I really truly believe that if Halliburton doesn't go down, just with what he brings to the table and the amount of tension that he
I
generates,
mean,
right? He
but I'll
that's
say,
why people get those open shots, right? Because you got a shade toward Halliburton. It's the same thing with Steph and with Clay and with Kevin Durant. The reason why they were so tough is because you couldn't leave any one of them completely open. So you always had to shade in some direction, and those guys can catch and shoot and knock it down. So when you
yeah,
lose
no,
the guy who has the magnetism that everyone's drawn to, all of a sudden Siakam doesn't get those open shots. Turner doesn't get those open shots. McConnell doesn't have that open lane, right?
see,
Like,
they fucked up when they didn't win game four. They were up by double digits and they
yes,
lost that lead. And then that made the series go longer. And
yep,
they
yep.
wouldn't have been a game seven if they won that game.
That was a
Yeah.
hard one. That was a tough one.
And that's kind of, and it could have
Mhm.
been better, but I have to give a
But
shout
shout
out
out
real
to okay.
quick. So I'm working on the intro to my special and I'm doing it I'm giving it a little cat style. Throw a lot of cameos in the beginning.
Well, hold on. Are you switching gears? Are you going away from the finals?
Yeah, dude, what else is there to say?
Okay, I want to just say this. Last thing is, and I'll say this before we switch gears. I want to say congratulations to OKC for winning. I want to say shout out to the Pacers for having a great season and getting there 2 quarters away because they were up at the half, 2 quarters away from being NBA champions. But I want to say this real quick. Yo, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, class act. He went over and talked to the dude after the game. The way he handles himself, the way he brings his whole team in to be a part of everything he's got going on. I think he's a young dude. I think he's really talented. I think he's showing great leadership qualities. He's Canadian, and I got my Canadian SIN number. So Canada, let's go. Um, but yeah, that's it, man. I just want to say shout out. He's a
Reg,
class act. That's probably the person I'm gonna follow when LeBron retires.
you can't want shorter podcasts and then do soliloquies. Uh,
Soliloquies.
No, he's a great guy. I like him too.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So shout out
no,
to
shout
the
out. I
guy.
gotta say another class act. Shout out to Eliza Schlesinger, man. She's really cool, and she wrote me back instantly, sent me something right away. I was like, and I think she's like was on vacation or something. It's so cool, and has always been very responsive and helpful and cool, man. That's all I really could say. And it's a lot of people are different. I think women too are just way better at professional replies and stuff than
Yeah.
men.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
feel too
I'm
like
glad to hear
whenever I'm
I'm
trying to
glad
do
she
a
did that.
show, if I could get more women on the email list, women organize and bring people,
Hey, dude.
where guys are just loner.
All right,
You
I'm gonna say this right now. From when I was doing stand up, the word was if you can appeal to the women, you will always have a career because women they pay full price and they will show up, and guys will show up because the women are going. I'm telling you,
right,
all these comics who are making it, who are doing good for the most part, yeah, they may have a lot of guys that follow them, but it's the women that show up to their shows.
right.
So yeah, if you can appeal to the women and not you know on a pander, right?
But it was like kind of like when Mark Maron was saying when he before his podcast, his audience was just becoming single bitter men. It was like dead crowds,
Dude, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
sadness, cloud of sad. My buddy was telling me last night. He's like, yeah, I don't know what it is, man. When you're back in Cleveland, there's just this fucking cloud of sadness over this city.
That's hey, dude. That's all I'm saying. It's true.
All
It's
right, let's
true.
close this out, my man.
Okay.
Hey, Tro, you want to come make a appearance for the goodbye?
Hey, look at that Metro. I want to say this real quick, and we can discuss this next time. Yo, man, it kind of harkens back to the first clip you showed where they removed or they got rid of the law saying that, you had to have opposing views or whatever the
Right.
case may be. Um, because there are a lot of sites out there, excuse me, a lot of profiles with these white dudes, man, these young white dudes who spew nonsense and straight hatred, man. And I'm like, there's a couple people I know who've liked some of their stuff that I've seen that was like straight up offensive. And so I went to the person who not the person I knew, but I went to the profile to see if they were actually following the person. And the person they weren't following that person, but they were in their algorithm. So apparently it showed up and they just liked it and kept it moving. But when I went to the profile of the person, it's some dude out of Florida. And I'm talking about this dude. If you are a young white male 18 to like 24. Actually, I won't even say 18. I'm gonna say 15 to 24. This dude is talking directly to you, and he is talking nonsense. He's talking separatism. He's talking toxic masculinity. He's talking about women aren't good enough. Women aren't strong enough. Men are the strong ones, men. But he laces it with things that make sense, right? Like, as a man, you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your body. You got to get your rest. You got to drink your water, and you can't eat a bunch of bullshit, right? But at the same time, he says all that, and then he goes, because we as men need to lead. That's what men are designed to do. We need to lead because women can't. Women aren't built to lead. Like he says this kind of shit, and I go, oh my God. So if you listen to the first part, then you kind of go, oh, okay, he's saying something that makes sense. And then it segues or it kind of slides into this other toxic masculinity shit about men being superior beings and blah, blah, blah. So I want to talk to you about like, how do you address that shit? Like,
Oh man, we're in a bro universe with a bunch of comics like that sometimes too, but it's a very
it's
uh
sad.
the broy
It's
world right now. It's gross.
dude, it's all bad, bro. It's all bad. I'm like, these
Gross.
motherfuckers exist in the world and they're not being held accountable, man. They're just spewing out
Right.
hatred.
Yeah,
So,
they're just that's another
all
problem
right,
with
well,
social media and the internet. They can.
okay, so I'll just say this then to everyone out there, please be conscious of what you're putting into your mind and your body, right? Into your spirit. Be aware of your energy, your vibes, who you surround yourself with, and who you listen to. Make
Man,
sure that
man,
they're credible.
you drink some
Make sure they're
kombucha this
credible.
morning?
Say what?
Did you drink some kombucha this morning?
Nah, man, this is me, bro. This is who I am, man. Like I've always been this person, right?
All right,
Like,
wrap us up, Crystal Kid.
okay. All right. With that being said, take care of yourself. This is we love doing this and we're gonna keep doing it. And if
I
you
don't
if you
know.
enjoy it, please like, share, and subscribe. That's the best thing you can do for us. And if you have any comments, by all means, please leave those comments. Sal loves to read them, positive or negative. I hate to say he probably likes the negatives one more because he can get mad.
No, no, no.
Okay, no, no, no. Yeah, right. Okay. But with that being said, that's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele. And this is Spitballing. Peace.